tonight on CTV News at 11:30. Environment Canada has issued a heat warning across the Northeast.
Drink lots of water before you feel thirsty.
With temperatures climbing, officials are urging residents to stay hydrated. Plus, dozens of dogs are evacuated from Saskatchewan First Nation.
We've worked with several southern rescues, and this is the key to getting dogs out of Northern Ontario.
The animal rescue organization is reuniting some with their families and helping others find a home. And North Bay gets a taste of World Cup fever.
It's really fun and it's a cool experience to watch, and I love watching it with my family.
How fans packed the city's festive watch party for quarter-final action.
CTV News at 11:30 with Ian Campbell and Tony Rima with weather.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Ian is off tonight. Extreme heat has set in for most of northeastern Ontario, and it's prompted a warning from Environment Canada. Maximum daytime high temperatures of 30 to 37 degrees are expected this week, with humidex values near 45 until Wednesday or Thursday evening. Health experts say with these kind of temperatures, it's important to take action to protect yourself and others. Hot and humid air can also bring deteriorating air quality. Tony will have your full forecast later on in the show. With the heat alert in effect, health officials are reminding residents to take the hot weather seriously. CTV's Lydia Chubak reports.
Officials with Northeastern Public Health say the key is to stay ahead of the heat before it takes a toll.
We're also going to recommend that individuals stay hydrated, so drink lots of water before you feel thirsty, and lots of fruits and vegetables that have high water content. And in addition, staying cool, so finding a place that you can move out of the heat, if that's your home with air conditioning or a way to keep cool with the blinds down, or taking breaks from the heat.
Those are tips many people say they are already following.
Hide in the shade and stay inside with the air conditioner.
Today's a hat and stay on the shaded side of the street as much as possible.
But health officials say it's also important to recognize when the heat has become a medical emergency.
During a heat stroke, seeking medical attention or calling 911 is the most important thing that someone can do.
One resident we spoke with says she can feel the effects of the heat if she isn't careful.
Sometimes I feel a little bit dizzy when it's hot, not focused as well. I have to take it easy, drink lots and lots of water.
Despite the high temperatures, many people say they're happy to see summer finally here.
It's nice to have some heat for a change.
Health officials are also encouraging people to check in on those most vulnerable during extreme heat, including seniors, people with underlying health conditions, and those who are unhoused. Lydia Chubak, CTV News, Timmins.
We're tracking some breaking news out of the Northwest, where the OPP has just issued an evacuation order for Armstrong and White Sand First Nation due to active wildland fires. In a post on X, OPP say more updates will be provided as they become available. In other news, there was a fatal single vehicle collision on Manitoulin Island over the weekend. Provincial police say the crash involving a pickup truck claimed the life of a 51-year-old man from Port Elgin. It happened along Highway 542 near Mindamoya around 6:45 last night. OPP closed a portion of the road for the investigation and cleanup. And a Sault Ste. Marie woman has died in a weekend crash near Thunder Bay. OPP say the collision involving multiple motorcycles happened along Highway 1117 near Thunder Bay around 7:30 Saturday morning. Investigators closed the roadway in both directions for much of the day. A 58-year-old woman from Sault Ste. Marie was pronounced deceased at the scene. PetSave in Sudbury recently funded 3 flights of dogs to be evacuated from Saskatchewan First Nation. This after residents were evacuated back in January due to a state of emergency involving the failing water system. CTV's Elena Everson reports.
This video was shot by Lost Boys Hope, a dog rescue in Barrie that evacuated 70 dogs from the Saskatchewan First Nation on July 3rd. It says it worked with chief and council and a liaison to identify surrenders and strays.
These are what we call, we call these dogs Northern Designer dogs. They are a mix of Huskies, Shepherds, Labs, that sort of stuff.
Pet Save in Sudbury was involved. In March, it sent up a vet to vaccinate as many dogs as possible and temporarily sterilized the male dogs.
Implant them with a non-surgical sterilization drug that actually will buy us 6 months of sterilization on the dogs that were injected, so we could try to control, so that there wouldn't be any mass overpopulation created. And so it buys us 6 months to make a plan.
Not having the room for the evacuated dogs, PetSave put up the $54,000 needed for the flights. It partnered with Lost Boys Rescue to evacuate, quarantine, and look after adoptions.
We adopt every day and we take in dogs every day, but our volumes are just far higher than the demand. And so this is a great way, by working with our southern partners. We've worked with several southern rescues, and this is the key to getting dogs out of Northern Ontario.
Some of the dogs will be ready for new homes next week.
After the 2 weeks, we get them into the vet, they get spayed and neutered, they get vaccinated, they get microchipped, and then they go up for adoption.
This is Lily, and she arrived after having puppies. After being spayed, she will be returned to Saskatchewan to her owners, who stayed in the community. This week, 3 of the evacuated dogs will be taken to Niagara Falls to be reunited with their owners, who are staying there after being displaced since January. Ellen Everson, CTV News, Lively.
Several buildings were damaged after a fire over the weekend in Sault Ste. Marie. Sault Ste. Marie Fire Services says crews were called Saturday just before 2 p.m. after smoke and flames were visible from a home and the neighboring residence on Grace Street. Crews say damage is extensive and that one firefighter was taken to hospital as a precaution. Investigators say the fire started outside one of the buildings and that the incident is not believed to be suspicious in nature. The OPP for Parry Sound Muskoka, in his capacity for Provincial Municipal Affairs and Housing, was in Sudbury today. He joined the mayor to announce provincial funding for housing development in the city. CTV's Madison Merrier has more.
The province of Ontario is providing just under $1.3 million for housing in Greater Sudbury.
Where's the money going to, or where this money is going to go to? It's the south end, we say south of the Four Corners on Long Lake Road, to be able to open up more opportunities for housing just south of Long Lake Road. It's basically unlocking infrastructure in the south end and to allow some multiplexes to be built. So these are going to be apartments, some of which will be affordable as well. These have not been announced by the developers, but they couldn't move forward because there was no sewer capacity.
We know if we support infrastructure in communities, that's what allows homes to be built, whether that's water and sewer infrastructure, whether that's road and bridge infrastructure, whether that's a new pumping station or more capacity at a wastewater plant. That allows communities to grow. And we know that Greater Sudbury has a real opportunity to grow.
The Build Faster Fund provides funding to municipalities that achieve at least 80% of their provincially designated housing targets.
Sudbury has done a fantastic job of exceeding those targets now 3 years in a row. So really pleased to be able to bring the dollars that support the infrastructure that supports even more homes being built.
The province gave us a target of 380 homes to build for 2025. The developing community and the residents built over 433, so we exceeded the target by over 14%.
Lefebvre says the new homes will likely take a year and a half to allow capacity, but adds that announcements like this show the momentum in reducing red tape to get new housing in the city. Madison Merrier, CTV News, Sudbury.
Meanwhile, a Sudbury City Councillor wants staff to address any potential gaps the city may have in affordable housing. The city has grown exponentially as of late, and it's seeing more housing. But Mike Perron says he's not sure if there is a proportional amount of affordable housing available. He's drafted a motion directing staff to reflect on its roadmap to end homelessness, which was targeting 800 units. Perron wants to know how Sudbury is doing in reaching that target and if it'll be adequate.
Secondary in the motion, it's asking staff to come up with possible options. I'm of the opinion that the city will have to get back into building more of these affordable units. And if that is a fact, then what are financing options? What are the opportunities to target funding from the other levels of government?
The motion goes before council tomorrow. He'll need a majority to see it pass. Sault Ste. Marie City Council has approved a conditional $15 million towards a $250 million port project. However, the funding will only kick in if the provincial and federal governments agree to cover the remaining price tag. If approved, the two-slit port could bring up to 1,800 jobs in the construction phase and 2,400 long-term positions to the city. It's time now for a short break here on CTV News. Coming up, we'll have your full weather forecast. But for now, a look at the current conditions around the region. And yes, of course, still that heat warning in effect. 25 degrees still in Sudbury. Mostly cloudy skies, 23 in Elliott Lake with some clear skies there. 15 in Wawa, the coolest spot in the region. Your full forecast is coming up next.
Win your way in to Boots and Hearts with CTV and Pure Country, August 7th to the 9th, Burrells Creek, Ontario, featuring the Jonas Brothers, the Chicks, Rascal Flats, and more. Win a pair of weekend passes, including camping and parking. Enter today at ctvnorthernontario.ca.
Good evening, everyone. Now your main weather. Whew, it's a warm one out there, and it's going to continue on the hot side until Wednesday evening, maybe even into Thursday evening. As we take a look at our forecast radar, we'll get a little cooling off with the odd shower or two, especially in through Kapuskasing, right across the broadcast region for the most part. Let's take a look at your 7-day weather forecast, starting with Sudbury-Nickel Belt. Tomorrow, still a hot one. 33 degrees with the humidity. It'll feel more like 40, 42 degrees Celsius. Should be about 25 degrees this time of year. There's also a chance of rain tomorrow. We get clearing Wednesday, Thursday. Chance of some rain. The cool-off happens Friday, then the temperature ticks up, increased cloud cover, chance of showers on Saturday, and after that, the next 2 days, they don't look too bad. For Sault Ste. Marie, Algoma, tomorrow still hot. 29 degrees. That heat warning will remain in place Wednesday. Temperature drops ever so slightly. More of a cool off Thursday, Friday. Thursday, we have some showers on the way. Then on Saturday, 26 degrees, sun cloud, and a chance of rain. Sunday looks beautiful, 25 degrees. And Monday, we're back to the showers coming in at 26 degrees Celsius. For Timmins, Cochrane, and Kapuskasing, 30 degrees, should be about 25, so 5 degrees above normal this time of year. Also a chance of some rain, maybe a risk of a thunderstorm or two. The showers persist into Wednesday and Thursday. Friday, temperature drops, which is very nice, and Saturday, Sunday look beautiful. Monday, it's back to the clouds and possible shower activity. For Timiskaming Shores and Kirkland Lake, tomorrow, risk of thunderstorms, 32 degrees with the humidity feeling more like 40, 42 degrees Celsius. On Wednesday, the rain persists, a bit of a cool down come Thursday, but even more of a drop on Friday. Beautiful sunshine Saturday, Sunday. And then on Monday, well, mostly overcast and 25 degrees. Finally, folks, your 7-day weather forecast for North Bay, West Nipissing tomorrow. Risk of thunderstorms, so sun, cloud, overcast conditions. Wednesday, temperature starts to drop a little bit. Thursday, increasing cloud cover. Friday, the temperature starts to become more normal. Should be 24 degrees this time of year. Saturday, there is a chance of rain. Sunday, Monday look pretty good. Amanda Hicks, it's back over to you.
Thank you for that, Tony. New tonight, the final price tag for Elliott Lakes Arena is now official. Council voted to lock in the final $26.6 million budget to rebuild the Rogers Centennial Arena. They also approved a $750,000 contingency fund, giving the CAO authority to bypass red tape and keep the project moving. Architects gave Council an update tonight, confirming the rebuild is currently on schedule. If all goes to plan, contractors say the Elliott Lake Vikings will be on the ice for training camp by the end of August. Porter Airline says it will be suspending its non-stop service between Ottawa and Sudbury, less than 3 months since launching the direct flights. Porter launched the non-stop service on May 1st with 7 flights weekly from the nation's capital. A Porter spokesperson says the airline has operated flights to the Greater Sudbury Airport for over 15 years, but has seen less demand since the pandemic. The airline is attributing part of that to more people driving instead of flying. The final flight will operate on September 7th. It's an unimaginable situation for families and parents. Learning your child is critically sick and you have to travel to another city to support them. But a new expansion at the Ronald McDonald House in Ottawa is helping more families navigate that, including some from here in the north. CTV's Kimberly Johnson reports.
It was a moment that shattered her world when Michelle Neal learned her daughter Grace was sick.
You don't really focus on the other needs that you have, which is, eat, sleep.
18-month-old Grace was diagnosed with neuroblastoma in 2024, a type of cancer that forms in certain nerve tissues. While she underwent cancer treatments at CHEO, the family from Iroquois Falls, near Timmins, would find themselves here at Ronald McDonald House for 4 months.
Calm everything that was traumatic going on in the background and just allowed us to be present for Grace while they took care of us.
Together, we have added 25,000 square feet.
Now more rooms and space have been added, allowing 13,000 families to stay here each year. The expansion marked on Monday with an official celebration.
You'll see lots of space for families to spread out.
The rooms have doubled from 14 to 36, with 1 and 2 unit family suites. New family-focused amenities have been added, game and movie rooms, and a living room space with toys for young kids. Also now a bigger kitchen and dining area.
Provide a space for families to bring in their own food, make their home-cooked meals just like they would at home, share those meals sometimes with other families, which is a really special experience.
The $24.6 million expansion is funded by federal and provincial grants as well as donors. It eliminates the wait list for families that can come as far away as Nunavut.
Children need their parents to be well, to have their best healing journey, and parents that are stressed about trying to travel and afford somewhere to be close to their child, it's really exactly what this house does, is avoid that stress.
Today, Grace is cancer-free, and the Neals say this new space enhances the vital support that was already here.
It's a whole different environment for families to heal, families to process.
Kimberly Johnson, CTV News.
Major road work has started on the Manitoulin Island Swing Bridge in both directions. Mayors and municipal representatives around the island have been told the Ministry of Transportation will be conducting paving operations beginning today to improve what it says is the condition and safety of the highway. We're told there will be delays, but in a bid to minimize those, road work will be happening at select times Monday to Thursday. The news from the MTO is the latest in a string of developments, with many hoping the bridge could finally soon be replaced.
Things are happening. It just never seems quick enough. The process is probably going to be a year or so before we get a detailed design completed, but there's evidence that it's going on.
The project will reportedly take 2 weeks. While everyone else is talking soccer, the mayor of Greater Sudbury is thinking hockey. Paul Lefebvre is looking to the future, saying he would like the city to host junior hockey's Memorial Cup in 2030. With a new arena expected to be ready in 2 years, the mayor thinks it would be an opportune time to showcase the rink and the city during the event.
Sudbury has never hosted the Memorial Cup. We are one of the pillars of the OHL system, and through the Wolves as a known brand across this province, actually across this country. And now the fact that we'll have a new event center, which allows us to meet the threshold and the parameters that will be looked at by the OHL and the CHL to host a huge national tournament.
Lefebvre says an official bid will be made in 2 years. A woman from Kitchener is making a name for herself in a growing combat sport. CTV's Colton Weens reports.
Women's flyweight champion of the world, Dempster!
Kitchener's Ellie Belly Dempster making history in Las Vegas on Friday, becoming the first ever women's flyweight champion in power slap.
I'm so grateful about it. No, I'm still a little bit in shock.
The 29-year-old now a perfect 3-0 in her power slap career, defeating Zoe Dubois in a 5-round unanimous decision in the first ever women's title bout.
The performance was not great, but everything before it was.
How life brought her here, she never expected. Dempster grew up in the Huron area of Kitchener, roughhousing with her brother and playing sports like football and rugby. But fighting was never on the table.
I've always been in the really aggressive sports. But then fighting was only a thing once I moved to Thailand. My family's so gentle. I was working with an NGO that rescued children from sex trafficking. And I, looked at the situation. I went, if adults aren't taking care of you, how do I teach these kids to take care of themselves? And I was like, I'll teach them self-defense. And I awkwardly had to look at myself and go, I don't know self-defense.
That led to pursuing Muay Thai professionally with 12 wins, 9 knockouts, and 2 losses. Then invited to an MMA bout in the U.S., she tore her ACL but bounced back, landing in Power Slap. Now the only female flyweight with a knockout and a title.
Flyweight on the side. It's a hefty hecker.
Dempster also tries to shed light on charities with each bout and has raised $30,000 for an orphanage in Thailand and over $100,000 for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital.
Every time that I get on stage, I do it for a reason. I have more of an impact being a voice than I do being a teacher. So I made the decision to move to America. And
while some frown at Power Slap for its lack of defense, Dempster says it has strict rules and competitors train their bodies to take hits. She hopes to defend her new title while continuing her combat career.
My career's just getting started. Start hitting 30, and for guys, that's when you start dwindling down. For females, oddly enough, that's when we've got more of a pathway for us.
Once a rough and tumble Kitchener kid, now on the world stage, taking it one slap at a time. Colton Ween, CTV News, Kitchener.
Still ahead tonight on CTV News. Fans in North Bay enjoy a World Cup watch party over the weekend. Details next. There were no World Cup games today, but the upcoming semifinals feature the tournament's top teams. France, Spain, England, and Argentina, the 4 top-ranked teams in the world, will be competing for soccer's biggest prize. All the teams have won a World Cup before, and the last time the Final Four was made up entirely of previous winners was 1990. France and Spain will face off tomorrow afternoon in Dallas. England and Argentina will battle on Wednesday. The Spain versus France semifinal game starts tomorrow at 3 p.m. and that means our 5 o'clock news will be preempted. You can still watch our 6 p.m. news as usual or go online and keep up to date with us anytime at CTV News Northern Ontario.ca and on the CTV News app. Finally for us tonight, North Bay played host to a Canada Celebrates the FIFA World Cup Fan Fest and Watch Party Saturday. As CTV's Eric Tashner reports, soccer fans came out to have some fun and to also view the 2 final quarter-final games.
It's coming home! It's coming!
Local England fans...
It's coming home!
...offer prayers to the soccer gods that their country's World Cup drought ends this upcoming weekend.
It's gonna be a good game for England. My dad is from England and a good team.
I was born there, yes. Moved here when I was 11. Really enjoying it. I think it's been great. There's been lots of good matches, and now we're getting down to the final few teams.
England plays in the semi-finals Wednesday after beating Norway 2-1.
Seen that before in major tournaments where a team maybe starts a little cold, a little iffy, but then gets hot.
Standing in their way to the final,
Argentina!
Who are led by all-time great Lionel Messi.
Argentina!
We think they'll come through. Fingers crossed.
Put under pressure here.
Tourism North Bay submitted a bid to host the Fan Fest, where fans of all nations gathered to watch 2 World Cup quarterfinal games Saturday with family-friendly activities.
North Bay is no stranger to hosting large sporting events, and we thought that we would be able to welcome the world and soccer fans, football fans, and come and celebrate.
While Canada lost in the round of 16, there's a lasting impact on the sport of soccer in this country and right here in North Bay, especially for young players watching a home World Cup.
It's really fun and it's a cool experience to watch, and I love watching it with my family.
Activities like this and like watching the games and stuff.
Over 1 billion people worldwide are expected to watch the World Cup final on Sunday, soccer's ultimate game.
Of course it's coming home. Only one winner.
Where the hopes and dreams of millions ride on the 11 players representing their country.
Football's coming home!
Eric Tashner, CTV News, North Bay.
Looks like it was a great time, and there was certainly some good weather for it. That takes us to the end of our newscast. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.